What up, people? Welcome to the Push Ball Black Show. I'm your host, Christian. This is the Bearscast for Week 4. Bears beat the Vikings 16-6 and are now 3-1. This was another defensive showcase. Going into the game, though, Akeem Hicks, Bilal Nichols, and Roquan Smith didn't play. Nichols and Hicks didn't play to injury. Roquan Smith didn't play for personal reasons. That was a late decision. Didn't matter, though. Defense is still awesome. They had an awesome game today. They forced 3 fumbles. 2 of those fumbles ended up in turnovers for the Bears. 6 total sacks. Kirk Cousins was under siege. He didn't have any time to throw. Dalvin Cook only had 35 yards when going into today's game. He was the league's leading rusher. It seems that the Vikings have made a point to minimize Kirk Cousins' impact on the game, as far as he's not going to throw you out of a game. It was so much so today that he wasn't able to throw you in a game either. He threw for 233 yards, but most of that was in the fourth quarter. Like in the first half, I think he had 47 yards of passing. Didn't throw any interceptions, but he fumbled twice, and 2 of those fumbles were picks. 2 of those sacks were strip sacks. And they were trying to rush. They were trying to use Cook and rush the game, or rush the Bears D-line, and Bears weren't having it. They were trying to rush Cook up the middle, and it wasn't working. So the only thing that I could say that was really bad about the defense was, I think it was the second quarter. Bears had the Vikings. It was 3rd and 8. They get a stop, and it was a punt, but Eddie Jackson had a unnecessary roughness penalty, and that was a automatic first down. And then it was two back-to-back penalties after that one, and the Vikings were in striking distance of a score. They weren't able to capitalize. But see, I was yelling at my TV because I was like, you can't do that, man. Like the whole sequence of penalties, of those 3 penalties, I was mad because we had a backup quarterback in with Chase Daniel. I'll get into that in a second, because that's the elephant in the room for this game now. But we had Chase Daniel as the backup. The defense for the Vikings was still good, and I wasn't comfortable yet. The Vikings are still good defensively, and they have a lot of weapons. So I was kind of like, you can't do that, because the game was far from over. But that was about the only bad thing that I could see defensively. As I've said it this season, this defense is going to get the Bears to the Super Bowl. Offense, don't know, especially now, considering the quarterback situation. Okay, elephant in the room, Mr. Trubisky's hurt. I don't know how I feel about that. He got hurt in the first 6 plays of the game. Strip sack, fell on his shoulder. He has a shoulder injury, and he's out. And at the time of recording this, they haven't done x-rays yet. We don't know how long he's out for. He didn't play the rest of the game. Chase Daniel came in, threw for 195 yards and 1 touchdown. And he played very good and very measured. He was 22 or 30. Was very efficient. You can't win. You can win with Chase Daniel. I don't know. See, this is why I have mixed feelings. Mitch Trubisky is still a question mark. He still throws. He overthrows people. He throws picks. It seems like Matt wants to do things with Mitch in the offense, but I don't think he can. Whereas with Chase, it seems like the offense ran smoother with Chase, just because they know what Chase can do. I'm not saying that Chase Daniel is a better quarterback than Mr. Trubisky. No, he's not at all, as far as talent and ability goes. But is it really a problem if Chase Daniel is your starter for the foreseeable future? Especially with this defense? The defense got better. This isn't like one of those things where you're trying to figure everybody out and everything. This defense is a year older now, and they're deeper, as illustrated by today. Khalil Mack is a crazy person. It's almost not fair how good he is. And depending on how long Mitch is out, like if Mitch is out for like 5 weeks or something, I was listening to the post-game press conference, and they were asking, was it a season-ending injury or not? Because it was a shoulder injury. If it's a season-ending injury, they do have to get a backup quarterback because they don't have one on the roster. I think with Chase Daniel, you'll be okay. Especially with this defense. Can Chase Daniel win you out? Can Chase Daniel get you out of a shootout game? No, but neither could Mitch because of how inaccurate he is and some of the decisions he makes. Chase, I don't see him doing dumb decisions. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel. I guess I feel like even though it's bad that our starting QB is injured, I'm not upset. I'm kind of relieved, quite honestly, that he's injured. It worries me a little bit because, and I guess why I'm relieved is, as I'm fumbling through this, I guess why I'm relieved is, you know what Chase can do. You know what Chase can't do. So now it's all about Matt Nagy and his play calling ability. You can't really blame it on the QB and the backup QB because you can't blame it on the QB play because you know what Chase is. You know what he can do. So, like with them going to London and going against the Raiders, can the Raiders beat the Bears? Is David Carr, not David Carr, can't think of his name, Daniel Carr? If I think, let me see, Daniel Carr. Can they beat the Bears? Is the quarterback situation better is the quarterback situation better for the Raiders versus the Bears? Probably, but Derek Carr, I can't think. There we go, Derek Carr. Is Derek Carr better than Chase Daniel talent-wise? Yes. Is Matt Nagy a better coach than John Gruden? Maybe. So is the defense better than is the Bears defense better than the Raiders defense? Definitely. As a matter of fact, I expect Khalil Mack to play very well against the Raiders next week, and I'm excited to see that game. So I think As far as I know, they're not gonna have Mitch for next week's game. I think the Bears can beat the Raiders. Can the Raiders put up some points? Yeah, because the Raiders shocked everybody beating Denver. But do I think that the Bears can totally beat the Raiders with Chase Daniel? Yeah, definitely. So it really depends on what they're going to do for the backup. And quite honestly, I think if you get a backup QB that's better than Chase Daniel and could push Mr. Trubisky, maybe that's a good thing. I just don't think that losing Mr. Trubisky right now, the way this defense is playing and the way and as efficient Chase was today, I don't think that's a bad thing. So, I don't know. I'm happy about today's game. Happy about that defense. Happy that I'm not screaming at my TV about something that Mitch did. David Montgomery, I still have issues with how they're running him. Tariq Cohen had a couple of plays today. Allen Robinson had a good game today. Javon Wims had a good game. Javon Wims had an important game today. It wasn't necessarily good because it was four receptions for 56 yards. It was okay, but he was pivotal in the offense because Chase saw him. And considering Taylor Gabriel's still under concussion protocol, he did good. And Trey Burton had a couple of receptions. Everybody it was a real balanced game today, and there wasn't a lot of mistakes. So anyway, but yeah, I'm probably one of the few people right now that thinks losing Mitch isn't a bad thing, and I'm excited to see what happens next Sunday in the London game. Anyway, that's it. This was quicker than I thought it was going to be, but I will definitely see you guys next week. Later, people.